Hi everyone! As promised, in this video we will see how to make an animation in D5 and compose a room gradually, as you can see here. The bedroom you see here is the example I am using in my V-Ray book. So if you are interested in buying it, please go to amazon.com and type Create Stunning Renders using V-Ray in 3ds Max. This bedroom is modeled in 3ds Max, so first we need to go there. In my first video on D5, we saw how to use the live link. In this video, we will see how to export the project and open it in D5. We will go to the D5 toolbar and click on the DSA button, Export D5 Render File. The D5 Converter dialog box appears, and if we click on the three dots button, we choose where to save the file. Unfortunately, as you can see from the options here, the project is exported as a single file. What does this mean? Let's go to D5 and see. This is the welcome screen of D5, and I will choose Open and select the file from 3ds Max. Let's zoom in to go inside the bedroom. If I click on the various elements, the nightstands, the bedding, and so on, you can see that they are organized based on the material supplied, but they are not separate layers. If I try to hide the lights, for instance, all the project gets hidden, and I can't separate the layers since I exported it as a single entity. So what we need to do is to export multiple times from 3ds Max depending on the layers we want to create. Let's see this in action. First, I will select the walls, the floor and the ceiling and export them as one layer. So with these elements selected, I will click on the three dots button, name it core, enable the selected object only checkbox and click on the Export Single D5A file button. Then I will select the fabric panels. Click on the three dots button, name it Fabric Panels and click on the Export button. I repeat the same steps for all the different layers that I want to create. As you can see, in this folder, here are all the exports I did. I will now go to D5. Choose Open and select the core file. I will zoom in, set a point of view and click on the Create New Scene button to save this camera angle. Moreover, I will go to the layers and rename this to core. Then I will click on the Import button and select the wall slats. Once it's imported, you can see it in the imported list. Click on it, wait for a few seconds, and you can see it. Click anywhere to place it. Automatically, this is placed in the core layer, as you can see up here. I will create a new layer, rename it to wooden slats, and click here to add it to the correct layer. Then I will click on the Sync Coordinates button and it recognizes the coordinates it had relatively to the core model from 3ds Max and aligns it properly. I will click again on the Import button, select the next object and repeat the same steps. Ceiling slats, open, click, wait and place it. Create a new layer, rename it and add the ceiling slats to the correct layer. Click on the Sync Coordinates button. Every time we click on this button, it automatically zooms to the selected object. Simply click on Scene 1 and it will take you back to the saved camera angle. We will repeat these steps to import all necessary objects. So it may seem complicated at the first glance, but once you repeat these steps so many times, at the end it looks like it's a piece of cake. Let me adjust a bit my camera angle. And I will press the refresh button to update the saved angle. I will also click on the Assets button to add some accessories. Let me also create one or two more camera angles and save them. And now let's see how to make the animation. I will press on the video button. I will select the viewport with which I want my video to start and click on Add Camera. Then I'll select the viewport I want to move to and click Add Camera. If I press the play button, we see the animation moving from one viewpoint to the other. I want the transition to be faster, so I will click on the timer here and set it to 3 seconds. Maybe even 2 seconds. In order to stay here for a few seconds, I will add another camera and set the transition to 8 seconds. That's better now. So the next step is to make the various elements, let's say, disappear and appear one by one. I will start with the fabric panels. I will push the timer to 3 seconds. I will select the fabric panels and press the Add keyframe. This is the desired endpoint for the panels. Then I will go a few milliseconds earlier and move the panels downwards outside the room. A keyframe is automatically added. So if we now hit play, we no longer see the fabric panels, but they appear a few milliseconds before the 3 seconds we set. Let me also manually slide the timer. The distance between the two keyframes shows the speed of the transition. So if you want them to slide in slower, simply increase this distance. Next, I want the wooden slats to appear. We will follow the same steps. More specifically, I will select the wooden slats, push the timer at approximately 4 seconds and press the Add keyframe. As we said earlier, this is the endpoint for the wooden slats. Now we will go a few milliseconds earlier and push the slats upwards outside the house. Let's slide to see what we get. See how nice it's coming along? Next one is the ceiling slats. As before, I will select them, go to approximately 5 seconds and add a keyframe. Then go a bit earlier and push it outside the house. Let's test it. If you want to see where you have set keyframes, you need to select the respective objects, so the ceiling slats are set to animate between 4 to 5 seconds, the wall slats between 3 to 4, and the fabric panels between 2 to 3. We repeat the same steps to animate all the furniture, so let me quickly do it. At this point, let's add one more camera animation. I will zoom in to the left nightstand, save this as scene, and click to add it to my animation. Let me adjust the transition time. As before, I will click again on the Add Camera button so that it stays still here for a few seconds. And now I will animate the accessories. I will now take a few steps back so that I can see the wardrobe door and rotate my camera a bit. I will create the camera viewport and then add it to my animation. I will click once more. The first one is the transition time, while the second one is for how long we will stay at the same frame. I will select the door and add a keyframe. I will push some milliseconds later and rotate it to open it. Let's now add some clothes. Close the video, go to the Assets, Models, and choose Clothing. In order to see how to place them, I will select the door, create a new layer, rename it to door, and add the door in. Then I will hide it. So now I will select those folded clothes and place them on the shelf. These hanging dresses and place them somewhere here. And finally these shoes. I will go back to the video mode to animate them as well. Let's do any necessary adjustments. And we are all set. I will choose the 1080 pixels and press render. It may seem difficult, but as you can see, you repeat the same steps over and over again. So if you do it 2 to 3 times, then it will come all natural to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Looking forward to seeing your creations. See you all in my next video.